And we're here, live in the studio.
Live in the studio.
This is Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel. And we are having this wonderful thing where we're going to go and do a tasting of some sort of alcohol that people in America are not very familiar with.
That's true. I really wasn't that familiar with Amaro.
Amaro, which is sort of like a bittery vermouth, but it's really herbaceous is what it is.
Some were bitter, some were sweet, some were
somewhere in between.
Pungent, anyway.
And some knocked your socks off.
It's interesting stuff. Too bad we don't have taste-o-vision.
No, but we are, we can tell you about it, but what we're going to do is take you to our secret tasting chamber so you can see us react to it. Perhaps the words are not as articulate as what's in Wikipedia, but I think with Amaro, anything goes.
So we'll roll that in now, and we'll come back afterwards and make a few more comments about it. So here it comes now.
Here we are at the secret tasting room, and we're going to be tasting a class of beverages that is available in America, but mostly unknown.
Why is it unknown?
Because nobody knows it.
What is it?
The class of beverages are the Amaro class, and it comes somewhere between sweet vermouth, which people are familiar with, because sweet vermouth people drink as an aperitif before they eat dinner. All around America, families get together drinking aperitifs. This is an Amaro, which is can be used for a digestif or an aperitif. Aperitif means before dinner. Digestif means after you've...
This is bitter, right here on the label.
Yes. The word Amaro means bitter, and the thing that people don't like about sweet vermouth is too sweet. So people go to the other end of the scale. Kemari is the most commonly known bitter, even though you don't know it. It's the most commonly known bitter in America, I believe. And you've seen ads for it. We're going to start off by tasting it. There's a whole... Italy is the country that is known for their Amaros. And what they do is put out incredible combinations of not only bitter things, but things on the way to sweet vermouth. So they have lots of different herbs in here.
Now there's a winery in town called Amaro Winery. I wonder if they have Amaros.
They don't have Amaros, but they use Amaro because there is an Amaro Negro grape, which I think is grown in I think Puglia or Sicily.
Well, let's get to it.
Let's get to it. This is Kemari, and people drink this either with soda and a twist, or a little bit of orange juice, or straight on the rocks. This is the first non-vermouthy drink that I ever had, and it's a good break. I'm not going to give a lot because our royal taster tasted some, and he made funny faces. So here we go.
It looks like cough syrup.
It smells like cough syrup, but a good cough syrup, good quality cough syrup. Just kick it back. It is bitter, but it's got so much more flavor, doesn't it? I mean, what we're looking for is complex flavors so that when you're sitting around, talking, looking out at the bay...
Well, it's not as bitter as I expected.
That's good.
It's got a strong finish.
It's got some other flavors in it. They mix it with things like angelica and tishan and all these weird different herbs that you find in the mountains. And I'll knock this back. And do you like it? What do you think? Goes better on the rocks with a twist. And
I'd have to decide
flavor,
when and where I would drink it. And I won't make that decision until I would taste the other ones. Wow. So here's the water.
Yes. We didn't. Well, we don't want it to. Oops. I can put it back in there. I'll just pour it there.
Just a little bit. There we go. Thank you. I'll just drink
it. The next one we're going to do is one of the most peculiar ones. It's chinar. And it is made with artichokes. So it's an artichoke herbed.
Who would have thought of that?
Who would have thought of artichokes? It's really fun. I drank this, I think about 30 years ago. Gave it to one of my college buddies. He tasted some, put it away for the rest of his life. Just
a little bit, Michael.
so this is going to be a non-alcoholic decision-making thing. Cynar is also good sitting around on ice.
Is that how you pronounce it in Italian?
I believe so, but you could. It's a lot better than saying Cynar because it sounds like cyanide if you do that. Notice it's a little browner in color than the Kemari.
Looks like flat
Ooh,
Coca-Cola.
and it doesn't smell like.
It's quite a bit sweeter.
Whoa.
There's a flavor there that I can't quite place.
It's a little vanilla-y, don't you think?
And it's not the flavor of artichoke.
No, you're not going to get that artichoke flavor. It's a vanilla flavor, I think a little vanilla. Little red berry, of course.
I prefer that to the Pernod.
There's a slight, not smokiness, but sort of one weird herbally thing. You prefer that to not Pernod, the Cynar.
I prefer the Cynar to the Kemari.
Kemari.
Yes.
Oh, we'll do a Pernod tasting sometime. We'll do a licorice flavored thing.
Oh no, we won't.
Oh, you don't like licorice flavor?
I already did.
Clean that.
Yes. I find if you drink the water, it cleanses the palate a little bit better.
What are you doing? This is Luxardo, which is a brand that's prevalent in Italy, and they do a bunch of different things. I have a Sambuca from Luxardo. Luxardo also makes a maraschino cherry drink that you may use to make a drink called the Aviator. You mix it with gin. This, however, is Luxardo's Amaro. We'll see how this works. Notice how we're like guzzling this down. This stuff is supposed to be savored. The flavor is something that makes you think because you have no idea what you're tasting. And it makes it much more of an experiment in your palate. And that's what we're going for.
Well, for most people, if they went out and tried this, it would be the first time they've tried it, so it would be a new experience.
Yes, it'd be a new experience. They go, what is this stuff?
And where can I get my money back?
Yes.
No.
It's hard to find these in restaurants here. Although, we were in Las Vegas recently and we found you look happier.
It's completely different flavor.
Than Cynar, huh?
Yes. I guess that's what I'm liking about this. Each one is its own distinct flavor.
Wow. It smells cherryish. There's a kind of a cherry smell.
Definitely.
Oh. It also blows up in the back of your mouth, doesn't it? It's got some sort of...
Very interesting.
Is there a little pepperminty thing? Do you feel a minty bit?
Not quite.
Because mint is...
I think it's my favorite so far.
Mint is a little... I got this at the Pohake liquor store up north of Santa Fe.
In Pohake.
The others, I think you can get Cynar at Toucan, Kemari certainly at Toucan, and every liquor store you can get Kemari. Obviously, in your view, you can care less. This will be fun because I had a bottle of Ramazzotti, which I got at Toucan, and I liked.
Amaro Fratelli
one of our
Ramazzotti.
hosts just bought this bottle for me, I think.
From Milano.
Unless he wants it.
Milano.
Yes. Luxardo is from, where's this from? Italy. Oh, this is made with beet alcohol, the Luxardo. So that's a pretty weird thing. Beet alcohol.
All right.
Oh. Oh, did you get this? Oh, sorry. Are you clean on that one?
Once again, this is completely
different.
And I get kind of a
very dark.
A phenol licoricey thing, backbeat going on there.
Ooh, where's that? They also suggest that you drink this with tonic water or straight or on the rocks. Most of these go pretty nicely on the rocks, usually with the twist, because there's something about the oils of lemon that opens it up. Oh yeah, more fennel. Sweet palate, soft palate. But
I'm no fan of
fennel.
I'm no fan of fennel or licorice, but that's, you know, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
No.
We're moving along here. Hopefully. Got 2 minutes. This is hard to find. Averna. I think Toucan had it, and I think I picked it up there when they had it. But I think if they run out, it's out because I didn't see it there recently.
Now, what do these bottles tend to cost, Michael?
Anywhere from 20 to a little over 30. There's one they have there called Monteverde, which is
Actually,
which is like 35.
And didn't you say the Campari was about 15?
I think that's because I got it in Mexico.
Okay.
But you can get Campari for about 22 to 23 bucks. Oh wait, cheers. So we're doing Averna, and I made a special effort to look for Averna because
this is Sicilian.
I've only had it in bars, and I like it.
Again, this is considerably sweeter than some of the other ones.
Oh, but it does have a strong flavor that's kind of mystical.
It's the closest
mystical flavor.
I think it's the closest one to the cough syrup so far.
I thought you said that the Campari.
No, this is the closest one.
This is closer. I think this is closer to vermouth. It's just sweet. It's sweet.
What would somebody drink sweet vermouth with?
You could drink sweet vermouth with Campari, and it would be called an Americano. You could drink Campari, sweet vermouth, and gin, and it's called a Negroni.
Yes. I get dry vermouth, which you use in martinis.
And drink it with a martini.
It's basically a wine. You can drink it like that too on the rocks.
Okay, we got to do what's the last one? Oh, we have one friend who likes this, Fernet Branca.
Only one, huh?
Yes, and let's see why. And but she did give me a view into why it's palatable, because it tastes, and this is becoming very popular with kids because it's like Jagermeister.
Oh, well, let's see, just a little bit because there's no.
Yeah, I see.
There we go.
So this is preview is.
This is smokier.
A little harder to drink. I think it's more evergreeny. Kids drink this one with Coca-Cola, and they love it. Kids are drinking this stuff. Fernet Branca. They say, "Let me have a Fernet and Coke."
Once again, we're finishing up with the bitter one.
Oh my God! This is still.
We started bitter, and we're ending bitter.
Whoa, man! This bitter and minty. Totally
aromatic.
Yes, that's the only.
Kind of like menthol.
Kids are drinking this. This is very popular. So you kids out there, over 21, go for your Fernet Branca.
Okay, that's today's lesson with Amaros.
And Amaro. Well, I think what we liked was you liked the Luxardo or the Chinar. Or the Ramazzotti.
I didn't mind the Ramazzotti. These three are my favorite right here.
Those are good. Well, the reason we saved Fernet Branca for last is because after this, my breath is just taken away. So we're going to finish up here, and we'll see you.
We're coming back into the studio.
We'll be in the studio
right now.
Wow. And we are back. Look at us. We're back now, and not too much the worse for wear.
Yes, because we just got out of the chamber.
Yes, our secret
We're
hidden
in the
chamber.
same clothes, right?
Yes, but suddenly the audio is much better. I'm glad of that.
That's good. Yes, because we had a lot of echoey there, and
echoey.
we're gonna go out and take a break. But when we come back, we'll do some follow up on. We have a printout of stuff that we just tasted. We'll give you that when we come back.
So stick around right after these words.
Welcome to La Buena Vida Women's Club, located away from the crowds but close to home. Come in throughout the day for Jazzercise, the world's dance fitness leader for nearly 40 years. Treat yourself to a relaxing massage, or unwind in the lounge area or outside on the balcony with friends. La Buena Vida Women's Club, located and designed with women in mind. For information, call Diane at 650-9721.
Hey, you, come here. Want to know the news? The Lost Cruises channel is now on 7 days a week, so keep it right here.
see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
And we're back to Double Talk, having just sampled our way through the Amaro canon.
What a world. What a world with crazy liqueurs that people never heard of, that they drink copiously in Italy, and they make and occasionally bring over here.
Yeah, so we went out on a limb and we tried them.
Here's a list of the 6 that we have. One of the things that they have in common is they're made with like 20 to like 60 herbs, and each one makes this special, if you noticed, when you were drinking them for the first time ever in your life, they were all crazily different, and they were kind of hard to explain because they were made with weird things.
Yes, and they're also, I would say they're an acquired taste, certainly.
I've acquired it. It costs a lot of money to acquire.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, you can acquire the bottles in any store, but to acquire the taste for the potion itself.
The potion.
And we didn't really mix it with anything the way people frequently do.
Or sit there and just sip it. I mean, that's the way you do it. You just sit around and you go, oh, what a taste. Oh, what a taste. Every time you bring it to your mouth, you go, this is weird.
And frankly, we probably didn't drink enough of it because we just took little tiny samples.
Yes. Next time, we'll just have a 4-hour show, and we'll each have a glass, which should take about 20 minutes.
But you can get Amaros. You say you can get the Amaros at Toucan's.
Amaros.
Celebrate on Telshore? Didn't they have one?
No.
Well, they
didn't.
They didn't have one.
They lied. They thought they had one. They probably have Kemari, but I always have Kemari. And I think you can get Kemari in Albertsons and probably Walgreens, but for the other Amaros, either Toucan or Specs.
In El Paso.
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to stop talking about Amaro, right? Because we're going to talk about stuff that you care about because of it's your city.
It's true.
And we have some fish in our city.
Well, we do have some congratulations to go out to a couple of people today.
Yes. Who's
starting
the first
with
one?
Well, let's give our hearty congratulations to Austin Trout.
He's the guy who doesn't have the Maori makeup on his body, right?
Right, that's him on the right. He's from Las Cruces. He grew up in the boxing league here, the Police Athletic League, and he just won the world title in his weight division in Madison Square Garden Saturday night.
When you were in Golden Gloves as a kid, when Mark lived here, he was in Golden Gloves. He used to go, do the rounds with Austin. Is that true?
Well, he's a little bit younger than I am.
Well, I know, but you have all that experience and knowledge that you can give him.
Luckily, I didn't get the cauliflower ear that you see so many times. But so congratulations to Austin Trout. There he is, hidden.
There's a party on, Wednesday night,
There was a party Wednesday night up at the hotel. And,
it was great.
Rocking. I was surprised how many people showed up for that.
Me too.
At Hotel Encanto. And
we assume.
Everyone was glad to see him. So we also.
Who else are you congratulating?
Well, let's congratulate Joanne Ferrari. She was running for United States or for New Mexico House of Representatives.
We're going out on a limb here.
And the two of these people, Joanne and Terry McMillan, were tied. It was a dead heat. They had to recount the entire group of ballots.
The chances of that are like 1 in 13,000 or more. You probably multiply 13,000 times 13,000, and that's what the chances are of getting a tie.
Yes. So I do want to say congratulations to Joanne Ferrari.
If she won,
she ran a good race.
Then congratulations, Terry. They both, I'm sure, ran good races.
Joanne ran a better one.
Was she wearing spandex?
She was not the incumbent, so she had a much harder battle.
So, yes, congratulations to the winner. We're willing to go out on a limb to say that. We always are. So,
yes,
we're on to, and there's a...
Speaking of the state of New Mexico.
Were we speaking of that?
We were. And the state of New Mexico actually owes thousands of us lots of money.
Any state you've lived in owes you money.
Do they?
Well, perhaps.
They don't owe me money.
You should look it up. This was in the Sun News. The Sun News says you should go to their website and... the Sun News website, Sun News, what is it? lcsun-news.com. and you can get, if you do the unclaimed funds button, you can go there. But I think they ask you for weird things so they can get your information. So we went on and we found out that you can go, anybody in the country could go to the site called missingmoney.com, which is a government site. You put your name in, I did this, and I found no money for me. Other Michael Mandels around the world, but not for me.
I see.
Although I did this about 7 years ago, I found a bank account I had in New York for about $167.
You forgot about it, huh?
Totally forgot about it, tried it out, and it's pretty darn easy to get it back. So I looked around, I put people I know's name in. The only person who I knew had money floating around was my mother-in-law, and it popped up. So you go to, let me look again, missingmoney.com. The stuff in New Mexico, maybe you do have to go to a special New Mexico place, but
probably.
See what you got.
But there's 3,500 people here in Doñana County that are owed money. The largest one is $120,566, and the smallest is 1 penny that is owed to an insurance agency.
Which they probably will not bother collecting. I'm not going to bother collect my mother-in-law's. It's not worth providing the paperwork on that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it'd take a long, tedious time to do that. But it's a good way to see if there's anything you forgot.
You
there's
never know.
Weird places that money is hiding, and that could work for you.
Absolutely.
We get 10% because we told you.
Yes, don't forget that.
Yes.
And we'll know if you do get it, too.
Yeah, because we have
tentacles everywhere.
Tracers on things.
Now,
we're omniscient.
Remember Pegasus? The ghost town city that they wanted to build here outside of Las Cruces.
I thought you just meant the horse.
And then they tried. Then it didn't work here, so they went to Hobbs, and Hobbs threw them out of town. And so now they're trying Deming.
They're trying Deming.
They're back.
The paper says Deming may be it. You know, when they go looking at these towns, they just go looking. They don't necessarily make a commitment. It takes a while to make a commitment. When they went to Hobbs, they made a commitment, pulled out of their commitment. When they came here, everybody's getting their, feathers in a fluff, and we're hoping it would come.
It seemed that there was no there with this company. It was a mail drop in D.C. They had no employees. They had two employees.
We have that.
It seemed to be bogus, and just like the mythical horse itself,
was a myth.
It's just as bogus as, say, a unicorn. They don't really exist, and who wants to invest any money with them and have it go down a rat hole?
Well, you kind of wonder, and there's a unicorn. They don't have wings, they just have the horn. But you kind of wonder why a company would want to come in and look at exploring information about certain cities and then sort of cop out. I also have a question for you. Did you have something to say?
No, go ahead.
Okay. The question is, we already have ghost towns in New Mexico, which are places where people went in, usually mining towns, and real people went in, and when the mine ran dry or whatever, the real people went out. Now they're going to build a town that's not supposed to have any people.
Right.
So when that's over, what's it going to be? A double ghost town? Or just a town? Because the ghosts will leave.
Well,
it'll just be a town, I guess.
I guess there won't have been any ghosts.
To make it a town.
I don't know. It'll be loaded with technology that they're testing out, although no people will actually live there.
Permanently.
And they want to spend $1 billion on this thing? Where are they going to get $1 billion? The only place I can think of would be the U.S. government. And if it's a secret government facility that they want to build underground, why don't they just come clean and say it's a government facility?
Wouldn't the government build it themselves, don't you think?
Well,
wouldn't they go in there? I mean, Pegasus, unless Pegasus is hunting around for money or something.
Well, unless they're building it for the government, and the government's trying to keep it on the QT that they're who it's really for. Who knows?
You think so? You think Pegasus?
There's something fishy about it.
Pegasus
hope
spelled
we don't
backwards
get it.
Is what? Sussurrap?
Sussurap.
So we don't know yet where that's going to go.
And there won't be any restaurants there at all.
There will be, but they will be electronic. So you don't know.
Well, there are restaurants in town that are worth talking about. They're new restaurants.
I love restaurants.
3 brand new restaurants have come to Las Cruces. Mm-hmm. The first of which was that you and I both ate in.
And we mentioned this last week that we were going to go and
we went to Jason's Deli.
Lift it up. Oh, there you go.
Here's the menu. We both enjoyed it.
We liked it.
Yeah.
And even though we heard of experiences in the week they opened because they probably ran out, you know what happens in restaurants in Las Cruces? People just gang up on them to try them out. And Jason's had a lot of back pressure because people coming from other areas had eaten at Jason's and they wanted to get that again.
Right.
Interesting food.
Unlike the two new restaurants in town that are brand new, never been opened before. We're talking about the Main Street Cafe downtown on Main Street. Just opened this week.
Which has an interesting heredity because it comes from Zaffiro's.
It's in the old La Iguana restaurant area. And so we haven't tried it yet. We will be trying it and report back on what we feel about it. Just as we will also be doing with Savoy restaurant over there in Lucia.
Which promises to be good. We've heard some good things about it. They're pretty expensive. Their lunch menu is the exact same thing as their dinner menu, which we heard was not necessarily a bargain, but we heard the food is very good. It's run by Tatsu, who's known for Aqua Reef, and what was the name of his other restaurant?
I think it was called Tatsu's.
Tatsu's,
yes. Yes, so, you know, it's good to see new restaurants coming along, doing new, interesting things.
We're happy about it.
And we'll report back on our impression of them. Also, before we leave, we're running short on time here. There is a play opening this weekend. It's going to run for, I think, 3 weekends. The musical version of White Christmas at the Las Cruces Community Theater.
Done by the dynamic team of Patrick Payne as the director and Janet Mazda probably playing a leading role. And Janet has a great singing voice.
So, yeah, that's something that's happening this weekend. And the following 2 weekends, I think it closes on the 20th.
Well, right before, like the 22nd or 3rd, it'll close right before Christmas starts that weekend. Shows there are at 8 o'clock, and they have 2:30
Sunday matinees
or 2 o'clock matinees. You can call them at 523-1200 for reservations.
I see.
Did you know that?
Oh, you have
523-1200.
You should know the phone number.
I used to, work there.
And but you haven't seen any of the rehearsals, have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So, I can't say anything about it. I'm sure it's community theater.
So, thank you for joining us this week on Double Talk. Go out and try some Amaro tomorrow.
Have Amaro today.
Amari. I'm thinking of Campari.
Yeah, you were.
Amaro.
Those Italians with their eyes and nose.
So anyway, be sure and join us here same time next week right here on Double Talk.